polio this year. So there has been a dramatic decrease in vaccine preventable diseases worldwide. The expanded program of immunization in Pakistan was started in 1978. It was a very bare backbone schedule. And since then, we have been adding other immunizations, newer immunizations, hepatitis B, Haemophilus influenza, pneumococcal, and recently typhoid was added, the conjugate vaccine, to the schedule. Okay, and you have to remember that these are the diseases and when are they being given. One is at birth, the first vaccine is at birth, it is BCG and polio not, 0. Okay, Hep B can be given, but most of the time it is given combined later. At 6 weeks, then 10, then 14. This is schedule everyone has to memorize. Okay, this birth, 6, 10, 14, then 9 months, and then at 15 months. Here they have added typhoid at 9 months. So just we have to go quickly because we are going to cover two topics today. What is the BCG? It's the Chlamydia bacillus. It's a live attenuated Mycobacterium bovis vaccine. It is administered at birth. It is given intradermal. Because it's a live vaccine, it can only be given to patients who are immunocompetent, and it cannot be given to patients who have questionable immunodeficiency. It's only used in developing countries, people who are born outside Pakistan, especially in Western areas like USA, Canada, they don't get it. Its efficacy is questionable, but the most important thing is that it prevents TB meningitis and disseminated TB. That's the important thing, and that's the reason it has been used. What is the natural history? It is given intradermal on the deltoid area. There is a wheal formation, vesicle formation. Okay. Someone has raised a hand. There is a very urgent question or something. Just please type it down and send it to me. Okay. Or if there was a mistake, just put it back. Okay. So there is a wheal formation which remains from 0 to 6 hours. Then there is a pustule formation, and there might be pus if it becomes induration, pustule, and eventually it discards in 6 months. This is the natural history. This we have to know. Otherwise, people they go to the doctors and telling them, "Oh, मेरे बच्चे के थोड़ा निकल आया, डॉक्टर ने गलत लगाया था." It's not. This is the natural history. Okay. Contraindications: immunodeficiency, active tuberculosis. Adverse effect: lymphadenitis, axillary lymphadenitis can happen, disseminated infection, especially if the patient is immunocompromised. Or there can be secondary bacterial infection causing BCGitis. This has to be treated with antibiotics. Okay, this we will skip. This is the first anti-cancer vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine. Okay, it's a recombinant DNA. It's a genetically engineered vaccine. It's very safe to be given. It can be given to immunocompromised, even pregnant females can get it. Given at intramuscular, 3 doses, 0 to 6 months. This should be. It can be given 0, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, and 14 weeks. In the pentavalent we are giving. It's very efficacious, and the immunity is lasting more than 15 years. Okay. Routine booster doses are not recommended, only in a specific population, patients on dialysis, patients who are people who are working in high risk areas like doctors, nurses, lab workers, janitorial staff. Okay, all these patient thing you have to keep the antibody titers above 10 international milliliters. This is the recommendation, and if it is below it, you give them a booster. Okay, it's very well tolerated vaccine. Adverse reactions are pain and fever. Pain at the local site and fever. Pregnancy and lactations are not a contraindication. And for premature They have to be 200 grams at least, or 30 days old to be counted as the first vaccine. Otherwise, you give them an extra dose. Okay, this is something really we should worry about. Alhamdulillah, we don't see cases like these anymore. Very seldom. This is polio. Previously, there were a lot of cases, but now, alhamdulillah, it has gone down, but it has not been eradicated. From Pakistan, we are still seeing polio and vaccine-derived pediatric polio, and we have to be vigilant for eradication of polio. Polio is fecal-oral route. It is through contamination. It is excreted in the feces, and if the water supply is not good, as in Pakistan, everyone is exposed. And there have been studies in Karachi that most of the sewage water has wild polio. It's live attenuated, only bivalent 2 has been eradicated from all over the world. Okay, it's very efficacious. Oral drops are given at birth, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, and 14 weeks. Okay, just remember the side effect. This is significant side effect. This you have to remember. You cannot skip it. Vaccine-associated paralytic polio. Last year, there were many cases of vaccine-associated paralytic polio by type 2. We don't know how these people they got type 2, but they have been reported. The incidence is 1 case per 2.4 million doses of oral polio. The first dose is 1 in 750,000 doses. Just remember, it's scary, but we have no other option. Other option is IPV, which is expensive also in its injection, and that's the reason most of the people are afraid of injections. I am also. What are the contraindications? HIV infection, altered immunodeficiency, and immunodeficient household contacts, because oral polio is going to be excreted for 1 month through the mouth, and then 3 to 6 months in the feces. So if someone is immunocompromised, cancer patient, or patient has is on dialysis, chemotherapy, on steroids or biological agents which are being used these days for rheumatological conditions and other autoimmune diseases, steroids, you have to be very careful. You have to ask this from the parents. Inactivated polio has been added in our schedule. It is given at 14 weeks in combination to the oral. So eventually, all polio will be inactivated polio. The reason being that inactivated polio does not cause this vaccine-associated paralytic polio. It's very safe. But only thing is that it's intramuscular and it's an injection. It's very well tolerated. All immunization, they cause immune response and they cause fever. Polio has to be eradicated. This was the year. Year 2020 was the year for the polio eradication, and Shimpoli, only Pakistan is the only country where polio is rampant. 64 cases today. Try with the diphtheria, tetanus pertussis, DPP. Okay, this is also one of the older vaccines we are using. The rest of the world is using DTaP. Diphtheria, tetanus, in acellular pertussis. But just remember, for EPI, DTP. These vaccines we are getting from government. Government is getting from Gavi, which is the Bill Gates philanthropic association to give expensive vaccines at a very nominal cost to developing countries. It's given intramuscular. It is a toxoid vaccine, so it's a kill toxoid vaccine. It's safe. It can be given to immunocompromised also and pregnant females also. Primary series 6, 10, and 14 months. Okay. Unfortunately, Pakistan EPI does not have any booster doses as yet. Inshallah, eventually they will be added. Adverse effect, you have to remember: fever, irritability, inconsolable crying. The child is crying for hours and hours, and you have to don't find the reason. This is because of the pertussis component. which has some CNS irritation, causes CNS irritation. Severe anaphylactic reaction can happen to any medication, so we have to be prepared for that. Hypotonic, hyporesponsive episodes, fainting. Okay, this is the stimulation of the vagus nerve, and sometimes this happens. All vaccinations, they stimulate the immune system, and if someone is already predisposed, he might get Guillain-Barré syndrome. So, but you have to weigh the risk and benefits. The benefits of giving the vaccination outweigh Guillain-Barré syndrome, and you have to give the vaccine. Contraindication: if there is encephalopathy within 7 days of previous dose. So that's important. You have to remember. Precautions: if someone developed a very high grade fever, last time he received TTP, okay, hypotonic, hyperresponsive response, fainting, seizures within 3 days of prior dose, persistent insoluble crying for greater than 3 hours, Guillain-Barré following prior dose. These all things you have to take precautions, and you have to be aware that remove the pertussis component, DT दे रहे हैं उनको, E को remove करते हैं. There are formulations available, and for this you have to need a consultation. Okay, this is what? This is the diphtheria. Okay, bull's neck. This is the pseudomembrane. Tetanus patient presenting with spasm and arching of the back. Okay, this is the pertussis, coughing, 100 days cough. Patient is having supplemental hemorrhage. Okay, raccoon's eye, and sometimes they can have rectal prolapse also. Haemophilus influenza type B. Haemophilus influenza is a bacteria, gram-negative Coccobacillus, okay, and it is notorious for causing meningitis, epiglottitis, and soft tissue infection. Since 1988, there has been a vaccination for Haemophilus influenza type B, very effective conjugate vaccine. Vaccines are of different types: conjugate, polysaccharide, and other types. Conjugate vaccines are vaccines which are active below 2 years of age, very effective, primary series 6, 10, and 14. This is coming in our pentavalent combined vaccine, given intramuscular, very well tolerated with minimal side effects, local pain and swelling, fever. Systemic reactions are very rare. It's very effective, but patient has to receive at least 3 doses to be significantly protected. 3 से कम doses मिली हैं तो protect नहीं होगा, and he will be at a higher risk. And when you are seeing these patients, you have to ask for immunization history, and if his immunization is incomplete, you cover for Haemophilus influenza type B infection. Pneumococcal vaccine, we have 2 types available, 10 and conjugate 10 and 13. And these include serotypes which are the most serious one, causing invasive disease. It's given intramuscular, okay. The same schedule we are following. It does not come combined. It is separate. ये उनके साथ नहीं आता, तो ये एक अलग इंजेक्शन है, पेंटावेलेंट में नहीं होगा, ओके, और हेक्सा में भी नहीं होता. So it is given separately at 6, 10, and 14 weeks. There should be a booster dose, but as I told you, there are no boosters in pediatric EPI. In private practice, most of the people, they are using booster doses. You have to consult. But EPI schedule, the one recommended by the government, everyone has to know. Memorize करना है, पता होना है कि कौन सी diseases हैं और उसका prevention कैसे है और कितना effective है. That's the purpose of this lecture. Okay, EPI. Minimal side effects, very well tolerated. It decreases or even acute otitis media, meningitis, bacteremia, other systemic pneumococcal infections like pneumonia, okay, and soft tissue infection. This is one of the common diseases which is an endemic in Pakistan: measles. Sick-looking child, highly febrile, okay, has conjunctivitis, okay, looks miserable, There's a rash which appears on the forehead behind the ears and then it spreads downwards. And as the rash spreads, the fever continues, and high grade patient has cough, coryza, and when the flash has gone down to the lower extremities, the fever subsides, and the rash becomes post measles hemorrhagic. It takes a long time to go away. So until the appearance of the full body rash, patient is infectious. It's a live attenuated vaccine. So remember, live attenuated vaccines, oral polio, also MMR, measles. We don't have MMR in our schedule. MMR is the mumps, measles, and rubella. This is not. We only have measles. It is given at 9 months and then at 15 months. It's given subcutaneously. Remember, there is only partial protection if the vaccine is given before the first birthday. Because measles is endemic in Pakistan, we are using a dose at 9 months, but this dose is efficacious only 60% of the time. At 15 months we give, and ideally there should be a booster dose at 4 to 6. Then only the people will be protected, the individual will be protected 99% after 2 doses after first year of life, not the first. Before first year of life, it should be counted as 0. Adverse effect, there are significant adverse effect to measles vaccination. It causes fever, okay, in significant number, 5 to 15%. Between 6 to 12 days, there might be a measles-like transient rash, goes away by itself. There might be transient thrombocytopenia, so you have to be careful if the patient is already known to have thrombocytopenia. You have to be careful and monitor his platelets. Okay. Encephalopathy is very, very rare, but might happen. Okay. And seizures, febrile seizures usually. So measles, you have to worry. All live viral vaccines, they are grown in egg live media. Okay, neomycin is added to suppress bacterial growth. So if anyone is allergic to eggs or neomycin, you have to take precautions. He might develop an anaphylactic reaction. Thrombocytopenia, I already told. Tuberculosis patient, if they have latent TB, the measles vaccination usually causes transient immunodeficiency and they might have flare-up of tuberculosis. Patients who are using steroids, that is 2 milligrams per kg per day for more than 2 weeks, they might develop complications from measles vaccination. HIV infection, usually if they are severely immunocompromised, depending on the CD4 count, you don't give them measles vaccine. But if the CD4 count is okay, within the normal, you can give them. Family history of seizures, you have to be careful. It's not a contraindication. Contraindication is immunodeficiency and pregnancy. Other thing, every doctor has to know there is no association between autism and the measles vaccination. There was previous some studies published in Lancet and other medical journals which attributed that measles vaccine is causing autism, or some people talk about hyperactivity, attention deficit, or speech delay, or developmental delay. But so far, there is no proof that any of the vaccination is causing this thing. This was withdrawn, and we know now that this is not true. Okay, so just be aware. We have in our schedule rotavirus vaccine, which is given orally. The product we have is the Rotavix. Okay, it is given 2 doses orally. Okay. And it is efficacious in decreasing the severity of disease. Any rotavirus disease, it prevents around 90%, but severe diarrhea, it prevents around 98%. Severe diarrhea meaning patient who become dehydrated and they have to come to the ER and receive IV fluids. So this is decreased significantly. There are adverse effects: vomiting, diarrhea, irritability, fever. Okay, just remember these things. Serious side effects are not usually reported, but there is increased incidence of intussusception in selected cases as compared to placebo. So just be aware. Okay, and this is the reason it is not given before after 8 months of life. It will never be given. So how to give it? There are all these recommendations. Just be aware: site and route of administration, intramuscular, where to give; subcutaneous, how to give; intradermal, how to give; oral vaccine, repeat if it is vomited within 10 minutes twice, and if the patient is continuously vomiting it, reschedule the appointment. Diarrhea is not a contraindication. If some vaccine is missed, especially nowadays because of the coronavirus, lot of patients, they miss their vaccination. So it does not require a reinstitution of entire series. So you don't start from zero. You just give them the subsequent dose at the required interval. हमारे वैक्सीन जितने हैं इनमें 4 वीक का चाहिए difference. You cannot give them like 1 week and after 1 week you give them that second dose, it won't be effective. So minimum age and interval criteria has to be followed, and all of these things are available now online. You just put missed vaccination or catch-up vaccination and everything will come. CDC has a whole schedule about this thing. Very important: vaccine handling, storage, improper storage and handling may contribute to vaccine failure. कहाँ पे स्टोर हो रहे हैं किसी को नहीं मालूम होता, डॉक्टर्स को स्पेशली नर्सेज लगा रही हैं बेचारी, but we should be aware that if there is a problem, we should be we know what's going around. Most vaccines are kept at 2 to 8 and they are damaged by freezing, denature हो जाते हैं. Only polio is kept at 0, but it does not freeze. Freeze हो जाएगा तो फिर गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. Thimerosal is a preservative; it's no more used in pediatric vaccination. So every opportunity should be used. बच्चा आया है वैक्सीनेशन कराने तो वैक्सीन उसको मिलना चाहिए, ना ये कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा बीमार है, हाई ग्रेड फीवर है, you don't want to cause more fever. Mild acute illness, current antibiotic use, prematurity, pregnancy of mother, breastfeeding, malnutrition should not be a contraindication to vaccination. Each opportunity should be used. Document, document, document. If it is not documented, it's not done. There are many things available online and you can read about it, but focus on the pediatric, the EPI schedule of Pakistan. I'm looking for the MIACI. We'll move to the next presentation. भैया ये इसमें आई थिंक देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम.
सर आप शेयर स्क्रीन करो.
उसका दूसरी प्रेजेंटेशन पे जाना है मुझे.
आप कर सकते हैं. शेयर स्क्रीन सामने ग्रीन कलर का बटन आ रहा है, उस पर क्लिक कर दें.
सही. ओके.
यस.
Yeah. So this is the developing world. We are here somewhere, okay, but something consoling is there are part of the world which are less developed than us also. Afghanistan है, Nepal है, Yemen है, और Africa के most of the countries, they are worse than us. But IMNCI is a program integrated management of childhood illness. This is made by WHO. Okay. Ministry of Health has adopted this program. It's under the UNICEF supervision. It is supposed to be implemented. अच्छा, ये जो है ना, ये इसकी आप सबको एक कॉपी डाउनलोड करनी है इस प्रोग्राम की। इट्स फ्रीली अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन। ओके, सब कॉपी डाउनलोड करें, और जब तक ये पढ़ेंगे ना, ये बुक्स में नहीं है। ओके, ये बुक्स में नहीं है क्योंकि दिस इज मेड स्पेशली बाय WHO, एंड नाउ एंड देन इट इज अपडेटेड एंड इट इज अवेलेबल इन अ बुक फॉर्म, बुकलेट फॉर्म है। 32 पेज की शायद बुकलेट है, and everything is given in a very simple way, and basically it is made for healthcare workers. ये healthcare workers कौन है? Either they are metric pass, or they are not even metric pass, but they have been trained to diagnose and manage simple childhood illnesses and refer them. तो इसको थोड़ा सा समझने की ज़रूरत है कि ये क्या है। ये आप जब नेल्सन या कोई और बुक पढ़ेंगे, परवेज की पढ़ेंगे, तो उसमें इस तरह से नहीं है। इसके लिए आपको ये बुकलेट ही पढ़ना पड़ेगा, और ये ज़रूरी है। दिस इज समथिंग इम्पॉर्टेंट एंड यू विल बी आस्क्ड अबाउट इट। So don't rely on the information you are getting from your textbook completely. Get this booklet and go through it. थोड़ा टफ है, खुसूसन डॉक्टर्स के लिए जो कि बाज़ दफ़ा रिलाई कर रहे होते हैं लैब फाइंडिंग्स और एक्सरे वगैरह पे। दिस इज़ टोटली क्लिनिकल। इसमें कोई इन्वेस्टिगेशंस नहीं आपको बताई जा रही हैं। दिस इज़ टोटली clinical thing, and you have to assess. This is looking for a sick child, danger symptoms. Okay, what are the things you have to ask? Breastfeed, if patient is able to drink or breastfeed, does the child vomits everything, has child convulsion? Okay, look, this is the physical examination. Look if the child is lethargic, unconscious. Okay, see if the child is convulsing now. Signs, any journal signs, we will come what we are looking for. I'll tell you specifically. Classify disease, mild hai, moderate hai, severe hai. Okay, how you treat. Simple things you might treat yourself, other things you have to refer them to a tertiary care hospital. Simple things, they will tell what antibiotic to use, how to give ORS, breastfeeding is allowed or not. Okay, if the child is coming with cough or difficulty breathing, what you are looking for how long it has been there, count the breaths in 1 minute. Tachypnea देखने के लिए, tachypnea is the most specific sign for pneumonia. Look for chest indrawing, recessions है कि नहीं. Okay. Look and listen for stridor, and look and listen for wheeze. अब इसमें कहीं पे स्टेथो का जिक्र नहीं है. This is for basic things. Classify cough. Is simple है, severe disease है और नहीं है. Okay. Severe, any general sign, danger signs or stridor in calm child, very severe disease. Your first dose of antibiotic. If patient is wheezing, peak wheezing, nebulize करना करें उसको. Treat the child to prevent low blood sugar. Refer to hospital. Severe disease में all children will be referred to hospital. This is for field healthcare workers. MNCI का काम ही यही है कि sick children को pick up करें और जो sick children है उनको refer out करें. Okay, child is breathing fast and or has chest indrawing. So you are making a classification of pneumonia, clinically pneumonia. इसमें chest X-ray कहीं नहीं है. और किताबों में पढ़ेंगे, books में पढ़ेंगे, there will be. Okay, then you go give the first dose of oral antibiotics for 5 days. If child is wheezing, what you are going to do, bronchodilators, other things, cough more than 3 weeks, then you have to assess the child for TB or for thing about asthma. Okay. If there are no danger signs, there is no pneumonia, cough or cold, then you treat symptomatically. So this is important. Child has diarrhea. What you are going to ask, for how long? कब से diarrhea हो रहा है? Because this will change. It's a chronic persistent diarrhea है. अगर 14 days से above है, अगर 14 days से कम है, तो acute diarrheal disease. Look and feel. Now you have to look for dehydration, signs of dehydration. ये किताबों में टेक्स्ट बुक्स में तो सारे दिए हुए आपको, but these are the general condition of the lethargic, irritable है, sunken eyes हैं, okay. Then offer the child fluids. Can he drink? Can he swallow properly? लेकिन इतना निढाल है कि कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता. फिर स्किन टेस्ट देखना है, इसको स्किन टर्गर कहते हैं. In our term, you are looking for the elasticity of the skin, abdominal skin. Okay, if it takes very long, more than two seconds, then patient is dehydrated, and then you have to classify the dehydration. Severe dehydration is some dehydration and no dehydration. This is for acute. If it's chronic diarrhea, more than 14 days, then you have to classify the diarrhea. There is blood, it becomes dysentery. Otherwise, it is persistent, severe persistent or persistent diarrhea. For acute diarrhea, look for the signs: lethargic, unconscious, sunken eyes, not able to drink properly, skin pinch goes back very slowly. Patient has severe diarrhea, severe dehydration. Okay, severe dehydration. Then you have to look for the give him fluids, plan C. ये आपको इसी में मिलेगा और कहीं नहीं मिलेगा. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, IMNCI. And when the examiner is asking you a question, either written or oral, they want to hear this. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. What kind? Plan C क्या है? वो भी आएगा. Plan C क्या है? Okay, refer the child urgently to hospital. Okay. ORS पिलाने की कोशिश करते हुए उसको रेफर करना है. Some dehydration, then you have to orally refeed the child, continue the breastfeeding. Okay. If there is no dehydration, then you reassure the patient, give them fluids, ongoing losses. Plan A पे जाएंगे, and zinc suspension देंगे. Zinc is for mucous membrane integrity, and it has immunoprotective role. Mucous membranes की सारी respiratory system के लिए और GIT के लिए for 10 days, and then you will follow up these patients. Persistent diarrhea है, then you have to look severe persistent diarrhea. Okay, dehydration है, classic how the level of dehydration is. Zinc supplement, refer to the hospital. बस आपका काम ये है, मेरा काम refer to the hospital. Persistent diarrhea है, okay, zinc supplement करना है, orally rehydrate करना है, multivitamins, follow up the patient in 5 days. Dysentery means there is blood in the stool. Okay, so you have to treat. For our recommendation, the antibiotic is quinolone for our area. Cipro या Novidet वगैरह इस्तेमाल कराते हैं for 5 days, 3 to 5 days, 3 days आ रहा है इसमें. And you supplement for zinc, and then follow up the patient in 2 days if he is improving or not improving. Okay. Throat problem, common problems लेके इन्होंने इसको क्लासिफाई किया है, और इसमें थोड़ा रट्टा लगाना पड़ेगा आपको. ये कोई लॉजिकल वो नहीं है कि हाँ भाई मैं उससे सिर्फ अपने उससे इस्तेमाल कर लूँगा और जो मुझे नो हाउ है, क्योंकि ये है ही लेस डेवलप कंट्रीज़ के लिए, डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज़ के लिए, जहाँ पर कोई और फैसिलिटी नहीं है, डॉक्टर भी अवेलेबल नहीं है, और हेल्थ केयर वर्कर्स के लिए. The throat problem, ask the child, ask the parents, have sore throat, पानी पीने में निकलने में दर्द होता है, पानी पी सकता है, फीवर है कि नहीं है, फीवर क्या है. Anything above 38 degrees Celsius is fever. Okay, feel the front of the neck for tenderness. जो digestive lymph nodes को feel कर रहे हैं, जो tender होते हैं bacterial tonsilopharyngitis में. Look if they are red, enlarged, उसके पास है कि नहीं, exudate है कि नहीं. If there is classify sore throat, other there is change of voice, patient निकल नहीं सकता, there is unable to drink, then there is throat abscess. This is a life-threatening emergency. ये वे compromise हो जाएगा. give first dose of antibiotic and rush the patient to the hospital. If this is streptococcal sore throat, here they are recommending using benzathine penicillin, which is the intramuscular, or amoxicillin. Okay. Paracetamol for the symptomatic relief, and something soothing for the throat, lukewarm water. उससे हम लोग recommend करते हैं गरारा करना नमक डाल के और okay. And ask the mother to return in 5 days. Viral sore throat hai, how you recommend, how do you make the diagnosis? This is by experience, and you see there is no exudate, child looks okay, there is coryza, there is other diarrhea BSO, or I think the bearing or systemic illness, not only limited to the throat, most likely then it's viral sore throat, symptomatic care, कोई antibiotics नहीं इस्तेमाल करना. Okay. Similarly, ear problem, ask ear pain. Childhood ear infection is very painful. Ask if there is discharge, because if there is acute suppurative otitis media, there will be discharge. If it has been there for long, it will become chronic suppurative otitis media. इसमें ये सारे टर्म्स नहीं इस्तेमाल किए, आपकी किताबों में ये सारे टर्म्स इस्तेमाल किए, क्योंकि कंफ्यूजन नहीं करना, ये लेमैन के लिए है. Okay, look for, ideally you should look for through the otoscope. But otoscope तो यहाँ पे मौजूद नहीं है बड़े अस्पतालों में, तो फील्ड पे क्या अवेलेबल होगा. तो look for drainage from the pus, कान के सुराख से क्या निकल रहा है. Feel what the tenderness behind the ear, mustard area को feel करेंगे. Then you will classify. So remember, IMNCI is challenging for physician. ये थोड़ा आपको एक स्टेप डाउन ले जाके बता रहा है. आपको मालूम होना है, मुझे आपको मालूम होना है, क्योंकि फील्ड से जो पेशेंट्स आएंगे वो क्लासिफाई इस तरह से होकर आएंगे. अगर मुझे नहीं मालूम होगा कि ये कहाँ पे देखा गया है और किस तरह से क्लासिफाई हुआ है, तो मुझे कुछ आइडिया नहीं होगा कि उन्होंने क्या किया है, क्यों रेफर किया है. If there is swelling behind the ear, it's mastocytitis. It's a life-threatening condition. If it's not treated on time, it can lead to meningitis and brain abscess, and it can lead to death even. Acute ear infection hai agar, and there is discharge also, then it's most probably acute supraotitis media. Antibiotics चाहिए होंगी. क्या antibiotics? Common organisms क्या हैं? वो आप जब आएंगे हमारे पास हम पढ़ाएंगे आप. Okay. You give antibiotics, paracetamol, keep the ear dry, no water should go, follow up in 5 days. ये सब याद करना होगा, कि बगैर उसके नहीं आएगा. Discharge is there for more than 14 days, then it will become chronic suppurative otitis media. उसका management बिल्कुल अलग है. Okay, because the organism are changing. तो उसके लिए क्या कह रहे हैं? Dry, keep the ear dry by cotton wick. कॉटन जो होता है ना, ये रुई, उसकी बत्ती बना के क्लियर रखना है, पानी नहीं जाना है. टॉपिकल क्यूनोलोन एयर ड्रॉप्स देने. ओके, फॉलो द पेशेंट करना है. इन 2 weeks, if it's not improving, most probably he will require IV antibiotics. If there is no ear infection, just reassure the patient, don't prescribe antibiotics. Signs of malnutrition. Okay, severely you have to look and feel. Look for visible wasting. कैसा लग रहा है? Wasted out बच्चा है, 6 महीने का बच्चा है, the way he looks like a newborn. And look and feel for the edema of the both feet. Protein losing malnutrition तो नहीं है, edema के साथ तो नहीं आ रहा. They have not used all those terms which we are used to, so that becomes confusing. Okay, determine the weight of the for the age. इसमें दिया हुआ है, IMNCI की बुकलेट जो है, इसमें सारे चार्ट्स दिए हुए हैं आपको कि बर्थ पे क्या वेट होना चाहिए, 2 महीने पे, 6 महीने पर, साल पे क्या, साल पे 9 किलो होना चाहिए. So if he varies following, you have to plot it on the growth chart. Okay, we have to rush because the time is limited. Then you classify. Severe malnutrition hai, very low weight hai, not very low weight, and how you are going to manage them. You are going to supplement them. Okay, you have to manage their blood sugar, refer to the hospital. Okay, if there's very low birth weight but not severe malnutrition, You have to counsel the mother. और उसके लिए भी recommendations हैं what you are going to give. Okay? उसमें सारी बुकलेट में दिया हुआ है. Not very bad work with it, you have to reassure the mother. और anemia similar. पैलर है कि नहीं है? पैलर कहाँ देखेंगे? ओके है पाम्स और सोल्स में दे पाम्स में देखेंगे कंजंक्टिवा में देखेंगे क्लासिफाई करेंगे पेशेंट जनरल बॉडी पे देखेंगे कैसा बिल्कुल सफ़ेद तो नज़र नहीं आ रहा पेशेंट सिवियर पैलर है सिवियर एनीमिया treat the child to prevent low blood sugar refer to the hospital there is moderate to mild anemia assess the child's feeding counsel करेंगे उसको supplement करेंगे और depending on the suspected cause you will either treat मलेरिया तो नहीं है उस एरिया में डीवर्म तो नहीं करने की ज़रूरत उसको intestinal worm infestation तो नहीं okay and then you recommend them high iron food recommend करके follow up करवाएंगे उसको immunization schedule अभी हमने पूरा किया है what is this thing this you have to remember इसको memorize करना है vitamin supplementation 6 months पर है हमारे सारे deworming is also recommended if the child is 1 year or older then you deworm them the vendors also single dose if worms देखे में then the dose changes so but this is just empiric deworming what to teach the mother how to give what to give which antibiotic to use हमारे यहाँ amoxicillin है और first generation cephalosporin है which is being used but just ask if the patient has allergy before. Dysentery, अगर शिगेला है, blood है स्कूल में, तो you are thinking about Shigella, you use Cipro. If there is mucus and blood and it is going on for a long time, you worry about protozoal. Amoeba, then you have to give metronidazole. Okay. You have they tell you how to give the medication ये नहीं कि सिर्फ प्रिस्क्राइब कर दिया कैसे देना है कब देना है ओके एंटी मलेरियल कैसे देना है कितना देना है हाफ टी स्पून क्या है कैसे कितना पैरासिटामोल देना है बिकॉज ऑल डोजेस आर वेट एंड एज डिपेंडेंट जस्ट रिमेंबर इन पीडियाट्रिक एज ग्रुप तो इसको याद रखने की ज़रूरत होती है बगैर याद रखे नहीं होगा जिंक कैसे सप्लीमेंट करना है फॉर हाउ लॉन्ग यू हैव टू गिव विटामिन ए आयरन Mebendazole अभी गुजर गया है teach mother to treat local infection at home keep the air dry eye infections हो तो उसके लिए हम लोग chlorantraniliprol recommend कर रहे हैं eye ointment in this remember chlorantraniliprol we have better alternatives available but this is very cheap so it's available everywhere that's the reason but chlorantraniliprol has side effects That's the reason it is not used where alternatives are available. Mouth ulcers जंक्शन वायरस से ट्रीट करते हैं अगर फंगस के करते हैं अगर ऐसे आप देखेंगे तो no one will be recommending that thrush को आप जंक्शन वायरस से ट्रीट करें because it will cause discoloration of the mouth, bluish violet का discoloration हो जाएगा. How to सोर थ्रोट कैसे करेंगे ये भी सारी चीज़ें ब्रेस्ट मिल्क हनी विथ लूक वार्म वाटर ओके सूप ग्रीन टी ब्ला 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 ऑल दोस थिंग्स ओके what is to be given only in the clinic diazepam intramuscular antibiotics okay antimalarials okay now we are using artemether compounds this you have to know और wheezing है wheezing कैसे treat हो रही है you are using nebulization how often you are using how much is to be used how often it has to be given okay benzethine penicillin देनी है तो कितना देना है depends on the age of the child okay if you are this everyone has to memorize ये plan A plan B plan C okay extra fluids for diarrhea. Eat diarrhea at home is planned. This means mild dehydration. Give extra fluid, continue breastfeeding, continue feeding. क्या क्या देना है ORS कैसे देना है low osmolar कैसे देना है zinc. Some dehydration. Here you have to really work. Tell the mother, show the mother how to give ORS. Reassess the child after 4 hours. Mother must leave before completing. Mother has to leave before, बताना है उसको danger signs क्या है, कब वापस आना है उसको. Okay. And plan C is for severe dehydration. What we have to do? How? कितना फ्लूइड कितने उसने देना, ये सब याद करना पड़ेगा, उसके बगैर नहीं है. So this, download the book from the internet and go over it and read it. फॉलो अप केयर कैसे होगी, हर चीज़ की उन्होंने बताया. ये निमोनिया की 3 days में, डिसेंट्री की 2 days में, persistent diarrhea 5 days, malaria, ear infection, all these things they have covered, and this has to be read and you have to be familiar with. Follow up care क्या है, counsel the mother about the feeding, because most of the patients in PDF Pakistan, they are malnourished. Eventually they are ending up anemic and stunted growth, and they are having intellectual problems. And then they are going to the assembly and they are doing all the important decisions for us. How to feed the child. 6 months से कम के बच्चे को क्या देना है, वाटर फीडिंग नहीं करना है, ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग इनकरेज करना है, वीनिंग कब स्टार्ट करनी है, किस किस चीज़ से करनी है, क्या करना है. एंड दिस इज लोकल थिंग. खिचड़ी है, दलिया है, सिवैयाँ है, ये सारी मैश पोटैटो है, वेजिटेबल्स है, एग बनाना है, ये उनकी लैंग्वेज में आपको बताना है. 12 to 2 years what patient is supposed to eat. जब मुझे पता होगा तो मैं बताऊंगा दूसरे को, मुझे नहीं पता तो मैं क्या बताऊंगा. ओके. 2 years and above what is supposed to eat. बच्चा आता है 2 साल का है, 3 साल का है, माँ का दूध पीता है पूरे वक्त. This is not correct. Okay. Feeding recommendation for child who has persistent diarrhea. Continue करना है, नहीं करना है, कब रोकना है. All these things we have to know. Counsel the mother about feeding. Okay, but then we have to counsel the mother about her own health also. When to return. Counsel the mother about her own health. This is all included in the MNCI. It is for 2 years and 2 months and above and 2 months and below. These children are more critical below 2 years. इसमें भी सारी चीजें वही repeat हुई हैं, but you have to be more careful. Okay? Jaundice के लिए भी देखना है, sepsis के लिए भी देखना है. Okay? Infected diarrhea, they become very severely dehydrated very quickly. So again I am going to stress कि जो है ये simple layman term में है, लेकिन this is essential. You have to download the booklet. उसको बगैर पढ़े हुए आप कोई क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं कर सकेंगे, ना थ्योरी में, ना ओरल, जब वाइवा होगा या ऑस्टी वगैरह होगा. इसमें हर चीज़ दी हुई है. This booklet is supposed to be there with each and every healthcare field, healthcare worker. सारी डोजेज हैं, सारे वेट के लिहाज से दिया हुआ है. वहाँ कैलकुलेटर, बुकलेट, कंप्यूटर्स नहीं होते, तो उनको सारी चीज़ें बताई हैं कि क्या क्या चीज़ें देखती हैं. ओके. सो इट्स अ वेरी थॉरो document for treating children in areas where they are challenged economically and they are resource limited. सही है, हर चीज़ दी हुई है. It's an integrated approach to childhood. Focus on the well-being of the whole child. It's aimed to reduce death, illness, and disability. Okay, and it promotes growth and development. It includes both preventive and curative elements. So this is the thing. We took few minutes past the schedule, but this is important, and I again tell you,